Some strategies covered in this video are a follow-up from the previous guide on the Apatos missions, so if you haven't watched that video yet, I would recommend you do before watching this one. Today we're going to take on Mazuri's Hotdog Missions. The Mazuri missions use Act 1 of both the day and night stage, and going forward every continent follows this pattern except Eggman Land, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Mazuri's mission requirements are similar to Apatos, but not that much more difficult when you consider that they're still the same continent. This time, however, I'll combine the strategies for the night missions and combine the ring trial strategies with the other day missions. Let's start with the night missions. In order to have a successful nighttime mission, it's important to know which enemies to waste your time with while also avoiding damage. The enemies in the first area are not the brightest, so you can actually move the box onto the switch without interacting with the enemies at all. In the next area though, I recommend clearing out the enemies before using the lever, since you'll be left exposed for quite a while. There's no need to move the box, making use of the XXA attack in the air will allow you to save time here. Just like before, using the running jump Y attack will let you blitz through weaker enemies. Use it in this hallway and going straight for the door will let you get past without anything touching you. The next set of enemies are guarding the way forward. These enemies don't have too much HP, so simple combos should be enough to stop them. A lot of enemies are in the next area, but you can actually skip all of them as well as the levers if you just jump towards this platform here. You'll be close enough to grab it, so just go right on to the next area. The safest way to pass the climbing section is to take the top path at first but drop down to the bottom path after. This allows you to avoid the saws at the start of the bottom section while keeping you away from the shooters at the top. Using the aerial combo is useful in this section to avoid the large gaps, but just don't get too carried away with it. Closing in on the end of the stage, clear out all the enemies in this room before attempting to move the boxes. Move both boxes onto the one platform and separate them as they go up, since this will save you having to keep bringing the platforms up and down constantly. It might take a few attempts to get correct, but it's no danger when all the enemies are cleared. And in the final area, activate your Unleashed and just spam the full Y combo. This combo is fast and has generous reach, so these final few enemies will be no problem. Put all these strategies into place and you get yourself a good run. You will notice in the Mazuri Day stage that this is when the game starts to make better use of alternate paths. For the battle trial, some of these paths have a few extra enemies on them which you absolutely cannot miss. I've reached the end of this trial with 39 kills more times than I can count, and it's usually because I've missed one myself. The spots I recommend that you never miss are here, 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 and here. In areas where the enemies are grouped up a lot, it's pretty safe to just slow down and manually take them all out. This could once again be something that costs you the run, it's just a couple of missed enemies could be all it takes. Mazuri isn't exactly generous with the enemies on this stage, but as long as you take your time, you shouldn't have a problem. Just like Apatos, Mazuri gives you 2.5 minutes in the trial, and this time is absolutely not generous either. The important things to keep in mind is that taking damage, running in the mud, and using the launchers will slow you down a surprising amount. Top paths are usually faster, and the paths are pretty straightforward enough to allow you to skip ahead a little. Some things you should absolutely do in your run is jump past this launcher, stomp into boost at this set of enemies, and skip the second bounce here running along the hidden spikes. One final tip that is useful in later stages is playing it safe while still going fast. When a quick time event appears, you can pause the game to see the buttons, and then resume and press them. I wouldn't normally recommend this, but a failed quick time event usually results in death in the later stages, and in the hot dog missions you can't really afford that. This just adds that extra safety net to stop people from raging, I suppose. And to collect the 300 rings, just make sure you're not taking damage. There isn't too much to say here, you'll collect more than enough rings as long as you keep boosting. The other trials cover the ring count, so if you carry forward the strategies to your own playthroughs, you should easily get enough rings. And that's everything. If you try out these strategies yourself, be sure to let me know how you get on. Leave a like if you enjoyed and drop a comment if you like, I love reading them. Also, if you have any of your own tips, be sure to let me know. As always, my name is Snack, and I'll see you in the next one.